I have all the information that you need. I have easy teams for you to build, and I have the missing pieces to fill in today for the new Chimera boss. I'm excited to share that with you guys. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? I would like to get the conversation started, not just with stuff that I want to share with you, but stuff that you want to share with me and other people. So, in the comments, put your player IDs. We will do another gem giveaway down here, but I need to see your Chimera team. If you don't have your Chimera team with your player ID, you will not be eligible to enter this. You can get a second giveaway today entry by joining my Discord and posting a picture of your Chimera team in the contest section. Now, I would love to see the damage screen, so even if you don't want to submit it and you're still working on it, just post your run with the damage screen in the contest section. That's two different ways to win some gems. I need to make sure that I give these gems away before the end of the month. I want to make sure everybody doesn't miss out. You have an opportunity to win these gems. With that being said, there are some easy things that you need to know about this Chimera boss, okay? First things first is your clan needs to unlock the different difficulties. So, for example, in my clan here, we have unlocked easy. We completed easy, so we unlocked normal. We're working on normal, so then we can unlock hard. In my main account clan, we are already on Nightmare, and hopefully we will unlock Ultra Nightmare in this first rotation. We will switch accounts. I'm going to talk about all different types of teams throughout the course of the game. So, the first thing that you need to know when you want to fight this boss is that if you use your keys, you can't click on it. Oh boy. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to rearrange my outline. 1 second. All right, so let's talk about team composition, and then we'll get back to the trials once we switch accounts here. On your team, you are going to want a reviver. As you can see, my dude Pickles here, he's using Godseeker. You don't have to use a reviver, but you probably should for best results. Herpy is using Broadmaw, okay? Let's see. LTD is using Sill of the Drakes, etc. So there is a very good success rate with using a reviver, and the reason why is because on the ram form, you are very likely to kill yourself when you're attacking the Chimera. Also, when the Chimera does all of those big hits and ignores your defense and stuff, it's probably going to kill someone and you want a reviver. With that being said, there's a lot of good revivers out there, but you can see it's basically just step one, use the reviver that you have. Then, if you have a choice about which reviver to use that. But on my account, on easy, I did 41 million. 41 million damage. Excuse me, that's Pickles did 41, and I did 33. So you can get really good results even with an early game account. And then later on, once you're pressing towards Lydia, you can really start to, lock in and hone your team. But early on, your team can be composed of just whoever you have available. Most people are probably going to put Loki on their team early game, or Skeletor, or both. As you can see, my Skeletor is still a work in progress, but the team result was very, very good. Corrado actually did the most damage, which was shocking to me. We had Ugo, Caden, Skeletor, Loki. No, none of these builds are crazy. I think the main theme of these builds is that they're all around 200 speed. I know that I'm a content creator, but if you move your gear around, you can make these builds on your account. And again, we see in raids, speed is king. The faster you can make your champions, the easier it is to succeed. So let's take a look at the builds of that team. On normal, I got 13, almost 14 million. And you can see I'm not really completing many trials. So that's not like a big deal. We did the easy and normal lion form trials. The trials are secondary. You want to start with what can I do against this boss, and then add in trials you can complete. The trials help you do more damage and the boss do more damage. So it's pros and cons, but you will get more rewards if you build in the trials to your team. I'm going to cover the trials that I think are pretty easy to do, and I might do a full video on that later down the road, but I will cover it in today's video briefly also. Let's look at my builds so that you can be understanding of what's going on here. I did a full video on the Loki toxic build. I really support that. I think that it's great for a lot of early game players, and he has good base stats. So it's pretty easy to build up when you're using like percentage gloves and a percentage chest, and you're maxing out some of your gear pieces, okay? It's pretty easy to get the stats that you're looking for, and he's at 220 speed. You don't need a ton of accuracy, but using an accuracy aura is going to help you really early game. Corrado, again, same thing. He's almost at 200 speed. He has a little bit of crit damage, a little bit of accuracy. Ugo is 201 speed, 215 accuracy, a little bit of defensive stats. I'm using all these champions in my clan boss team, my old school clan boss team. So they have to be tanky, and that's proved really helpful in this clan boss as well. 209 speed. I want to point out the 88 crit damage. I'll get back to that in a second. And 194 accuracy. Last but not least, we have the janky Skeletor build over here. 203 speed and 150 accuracy. His base defense is for crap. So you have to work hard to improve his defense. You want probably a defense ring. You want to max out the shield for more defense. I'll be putting a defense amulet on him if I have one. I'd love to put a defense banner on him. Hopefully I'll be able to get the potions to max him out sometime in the near future. And he does have masteries. All of these champions have masteries. And that's pretty important for every area of the game. If you're seriously using a champion, they need books, they need masteries. Now, on this account, I don't have books. So, for example, Loki, not booked. Corrado, he's on his way. Okay, he's on his way. Ugo is booked. She's an epic. Caden is booked. He's an epic. And Skeletor, never getting booked. Okay, I don't think anyway. So, like, I'm pretty sure I want to book Corrado, Sun Wukong, Rhodos. I want to book all the damage deals. He-Man, if I get him, I want to book him. But anyway, let's jump back to this idea here. Why did I point out this crit damage? Okay. Very, very, very most important with your team. Your reviver cannot have the lowest crit damage. He will get targeted and then killed. Whoever is the lowest crit damage will get the dual buff. And then that dual buff will get beaten and killed. Okay? So, you need to probably do what I did and put a crit damage amulet. You could try to locate crit damage substats in some of your gear, but he needs to not be the lowest crit damage. So we have, 88? And Ugo is the lowest crit damage here. She can die, it's totally fine, okay? I've seen some people putting Monkey King as the lowest crit damage in their team. That's okay, but like you want him to have crit damage because he can do good damage, okay? So you don't really want him to have the lowest crit damage. It's nice because he revives himself, but yeah, not a great idea. And I love the idea that Pickles had of Godseeker, because then whoever dies, they're going to get that free auto revive. So early game, if you have Godseeker, I like that as an idea. later on, you're going to want someone different. But Caden, he does have the decrease attack, which is really, really good. And he doesn't do the revive until people are dead. I really like. The 50% HP is pretty low, but they do get increased defense, and it's 2 allies. I would recommend doing a reviver that revives multiple allies if you have it as an option. So, I know that was a little bit long-winded, but that's the basics of your team. You're still going to want decreased defense in the team. You're still going to want all of the typical things. And by the way, Brimstone is extremely good against this boss. So whoever you have with Brimstone, be it Loki, Skeletor, or someone else, the Brimstone debuff is very good in this team. Let's switch accounts, talk about trials, and some more endgame teams. Okay, over here on the main account, we were doing some testing on stream, and I was able to put together a pretty amazing team here. Now, we're going from super early game to super end game, but all of the things that I'm going to be able to tell you can fit in wherever you lay in that process, okay? So if you have Toshiro, you're definitely going to be using him with Mikage. If you have Mikage, you're definitely going to be using her. This is, in my opinion, the best team structure. Ramontu is a free champion, but I'm not going to pretend everybody has him. I have found Ramontu to enable whatever team I'm trying to use in a very positive way. And actually, I've made some changes to this team that hopefully will get me some more damage to that. Apparently, when I did this run, Elva did not have masteries, for example. I would like to tell you that if you are running, you know what? Let me just show you. Okay. For your reviver, I do not think that it is a good idea to have your reviver with the War Master Mastery. That's the word, okay? I think that putting damaging masteries on your reviver is a recipe for disaster, especially at higher levels. The RAM will reflect damage back at you. We're going to talk about that more in a moment. In case you were like, why doesn't Elva have gear? Well, that would be because I stole it to put on Sifi, and I was testing that to make sure the Sifi wasn't better. I personally liked Elva the best of any reviver I've tested. So far, I've tested a bunch of revivers, and Elva has been the best by a lot. I'm not sure why, if I'm being honest. I thought Sifi was going to be better. I think it's just the cleanse. So having a cleanse in your team alongside the block debuffs, I think that that's where the power comes. But also her A1 with the continuous heals is very good. And then like her revive is decent as well. And then this passive heal I think is maybe the most underrated part of her kit alongside the Perfect Veil. The Perfect Veil is going to help you with some of the trials that we're going to talk about here. So, again, you can see I have a crit damage amulet that's crit damage ascended so that my Elva is not the lowest crit damage in the team. She has 124 crit damage. And the biggest difference when you're progressing through the levels is the speed of your champion. I want to say that the majority of my champions in this team are over 300 speed. Obviously, that's not for everyone, but the more speed you can put on your champions, the better your team's going to run. Because you can take as many turns as you want. Like, let me jump in here and show you how many turns we're going to take. I don't know what team I selected, but this is perfect timing because you need to know that you can regroup. Okay? You can regroup anytime you want. So this is my main team as of this moment. And I might switch and put the speed aura in there. But so far, I've been liking the HP aura. I think that's really helpful for survivability on my champion. You can take as many turns as you want. The boss gets 5 turns per form, and you can take as many turns as you want. So putting decreased speed on the boss is great. He will take less turns, or you'll take more turns in comparison. You can do ally attacks or counter attacks. All the things that you want to do damage, you can do, which makes this boss super fun. But then, when it gets to form 2, like when you come over here to this ram form, you have to completely disable all of your damaging moves. All of them. You can't do any of your damaging moves against the ram. You will kill yourself. You will definitely kill yourself. Even if you have ally protection or a revive, it's not worth it. You don't want all of your champions dead going back into the base Chimera form. You want your champions alive. So, coming in here, you can just ramp it up. You can take as many turns as you want. It's possible we want to go back to Relentless gear. I'm very curious about that. But the next thing I want to talk to you about is protection gear. Before that, let's just pause and see us kill ourselves on the ram. Okay, so coming into Form 2 here, you can see that Elva died, which means that I have messed up the crit stats in the team. Okay, that's what that means. That means that Elva has the lowest crit damage again because I was messing with the team. Yes, because I put a bunch of crit damage on Ramontu. It's supposed to be Krisk that is taking the hits. So that is something that I'm going to need to fix whenever I, get my gear back together. You can see Toshiro switched forms, which he doesn't normally do, and Mikage switched forms. That's to help both of them stay alive against this ram boss, because he's just going to keep killing you. Look, there's Ramontu killing himself against the ram. Obviously, this is a botched run, which is fine because it's an example. But you can see Ramontu killing himself there, and then they're both going to switch back and probably kill themselves as well. I think the ram is the most obnoxious part about this boss, and I really hope that they change it. I really hope they change it. Look, my whole team killed itself. My whole team killed itself on the reflect damage. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, let's go ahead and regroup. I will need to fix my team before I actually go to run it. Okay? And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the same ideas that I'm telling you right here when I go re-gear the champions. Okay? So, the next thing that I want to talk about is protection. So, let's just look at Mikage here since I have her available. Yeah, she's going to be really fast. Ignore that, okay? She's in a 9-piece protection, and you're going to hear us content creators say that a lot. If you have a 9-piece protection available, yes, put them in 9-piece protection. You're going to get a boost to your damage equal to the number of buffs. It's going to help you do more damage. You don't have to have 9-piece protection. We have the 6-piece bonus, which is a 50% chance to place a protected buff. That's enough. So maybe you have 1 or 2 accessories. Maybe you can put together a 4-piece or a 6-piece protection set. That will be good, and it will be better than nothing. So work on Hydra to get your 9-piece set, but use your 6-piece or your 4-piece set in the meantime. Make sure, too, that obviously blessings are super important in the game. And when you are choosing your blessings, if possible, you're going to want cruelty. You're going to want, let me see if I can pull up used here. But you're going to want brimstone. Here, I'll just show Leorius here. You're going to want brimstone. You're going to want cruelty. I have been testing, in addition to that, I've been testing lightning cage. I'm not sure that we're having good results to that, so I'm probably going to switch back to cruelty. But lightning cage is a good one to have as well, and that can give you more damage. Other than that, you want to just put the blessings that make sense on your damage deal. If you have a 6-star blessing, Crushing Rend is going to be amazing, but Heaven Cast, Nature's Wrath, all the normal blessings that are good elsewhere are also going to be good here, but try to get them in your team to help you with that damage. Okay, a lot of you are going to be saying, but I don't have Krisk. I think that the best replacement for Krisk is actually going to be Snick Track. I put the blessing on the wrong one. So I have one that's booked with no blessing, and I have one with the blessing that's not booked. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I do want to test my conclusion here. But I've seen people with very good results running this ally protect reflect damage, decrease speed shield, and then decrease attack. You can also get the leech debuff there. His kit is particularly good for this boss, and I think if you don't have Krisk, he's a good a good champion to fill in there. Another good one is going to be Grazer. I know he's another Void Legendary, and a lot of people aren't going to have him, but he's a good one to put there. Toshiro can most likely be Ninja for you guys. Okay, I don't have a good blessing on my Ninja, so I end up not using that much. I keep stealing his gear, as you can see here. But Ninja is going to be a good replacement or a good pairing with MtgJedi, just like in other areas of the game. Harima is also good there, and there are going to be some other good options as well, like Onryo is going to be good. Basically, you're going to want to pair somebody with your MtgJedi if you have her, because she does basically everything that you need in this team. She does so many things, and even in her opposite form, her second form, can be helpful as well, especially against the Viper, which when you switch on the Viper, she's going to remove all the buffs that get stolen, because you're going to get some buffs stolen. Your protection set, even if you have 9-piece, it's only 75%. So there will always be buffs that are not protected. We have a couple more things to talk about here. We need to talk about trials and one other thing. Trials and team setup. Okay, so when we go into the team setup, let's talk about this team here as like my suggestion as a maybe more accessible team. I know it doesn't have any epics on it, but like technically you can get Elva from the revival path. Everybody can get MtgJedi. Everybody can get Lydia. Snick Track is a common champion. Razzlevarg was a fusion. You know, you're going to have to customize it to your account. Anybody who is trying out Kaja and Timit, please let me know. I think that team could be good. I haven't been working on it just yet, though. So when we come in here to the team setup, you need to set it up on all 4 forms, which is tedious. I understand that. But it is also super important. Okay. For example, on the Ram form, you want to disable the stupid ally attack because you will kill yourself. I like to flip her, and then I like to do 1, 2, 3. Sometimes this leads her to flipping too early, but unless you're going to manual it, which most of you are not going to do. I know I'm not going to do it, probably. This is probably the only way to do it, okay? I don't know if you can, I don't think you can set opener here on the second form, which is dumb. When you switch forms, you should be able to set, hey, I want to do this first. But right now, you can't do that, okay? On your Ram form, you're also going to want to disable all of your damaging moves. Using Razzlevarg, I don't know if he can stay alive at all. I don't know if he can stay alive. I think he's just going to kill himself no matter what you do on the Ram. And that's just dumb. That's just dumb. I don't know what else to say about it. But I would try just A1 only. But his A1 is so strong, he's probably going to kill himself. On the Viper form, you're also going to want to metamorph first here, and you're going to want to strip. I then go 2 on the metamorph because we want to switch back as quickly as possible. And then, you know, we can go 1, 2, 3 for Lady MtgJedi. And then depending on what you want to do, you probably want to disable her switching on both of those. But just in case she's in Form 2, you want to prioritize the metamorph on her second form so we get her back to this ally attack. Now, when you're starting off in the ultimate form, typically you want to do opener A1 and then 1 on the A3 and 2 on the A2. And I'm not going to go through all of the presets for all of the champions, but MtgJedi is particularly important, as I realize I've been blocking her the whole time over here. She is particularly important because you have to switch her AI priorities so many times. And then you can prioritize, like on Lydia, on the Viper, you want to do the A3 first so you get the block active skills and the block buffs. You want to do that first. If you have Lydia in the team, you're going to want somebody in a toxic set. That could be Lydia, but most likely it's going to be someone else. Okay, I don't know who you want to put in toxic, especially in this team, but like Snickjack could be in toxic, I suppose. Or Razzlevarg could be in toxic, but I don't really like that. He would put a lot of poison debuffs up there, so if you want that, like somebody, either a poisoner, like if you don't have Razzlevarg, the new fusion would be good in this spot, okay? The new fusion is going to be very good in general as a damage dealer. Newt's very good. Marius, if you have him, you know, you probably know and can feel, you know, you can feel out what the good damage dealers are going to be. You're right about it, okay? You're right about it. And last but not least, let's talk about the trials, okay? Okay. How do I put my thoughts in like an easy, coherent manner? Just ignore the trials, okay? Set up your team for success and damage, and then do the trials if you can. You want to get to... Is there like a way that I can see on the boss guide for trials? Like the damage breakdown of the trials. I think that 7 is a good number to hit for on the trials. And then if you can get to 10, I think that's extremely good. My eyes are going blurry. Okay, here we go. 1 to 3 trials is going to give you a little boost and the boss a little boost. 4 to 6 is going to be very common to be able to do just with the normal team. I think some endgame teams are going to be able to do the 7 to 9. And if you work really hard, you can get 10 to 12. I don't even know why these other things are in here. I don't even think that it's possible. Okay, I really don't. How are you even going to get 25 to 27? It's not even possible to get all of those things in there, I don't think. So unless Plarium changes how the trials work, I would not worry about completing as many as you can. Just do whatever makes sense for the team, which is probably going to be 4 to 9 in that range. But if you can only do a couple, that's fine. If you can get 3, that is very helpful. If you can get 6, very helpful. Unlocking those first 2 and doing a couple is going to give you resources to help you get the relics. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need more relics in order to be able to complete more trials. So hopefully that will be the case. My guess is they're going to have to rework the way that trials work a little bit and make them a little bit easier. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do them. You know, especially in the RAM where we can't do any damage or we kill ourselves. So, what are the trials that you want to go for? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at my brutal team. No, my nightmare team and see what trials we completed. You can tell that the lion form is going to be the easiest trials. I completed the lion form full trials on number 2 and the easy one on number 3. The viper is pretty easy as well. So whenever you're completing those trials, you are going to make the boss do more damage. You have to be careful about that. But also the trials are hard to complete, so you don't need to worry about it, really. I feel like you want more information on trials. Maybe we'll do a full video on that. I know there's been a lot of information here. Hopefully this has been extremely helpful for you. I would love if you hit the like button so more people could see this video. Don't forget that there is a gem giveaway in the video as well in the comments. put your player IDs down there alongside the Chimera team that you're using or the one that you're working on, whatever it is, and make sure you do the Discord as well in the contest section. I know that's a lot of things there as reminders, but either way, I hope you're having as much fun against the Chimera as I am. Very much enjoying this game mode. As far as what I can tell, there's not that many bugs. I need to send a bug about the increased defense one. I don't think that this one is working. Increased defense on the lion form? No. Yes. Yeah, the increased defense. I don't think it's working. So, anyway, that'll do it for me here today. Little bit of a long video. Hopefully it was super helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.